So I'm going to redo the video I made yesterday real quick. So this is day 7 remake. I'm going to start off with the video into 2 parts this time, so it's not a whole 30-minute video. And the first part of this video, we are going to talk about the strongest governor. Yesterday I talked about, or what I was trying to talk about in that first video, is how days 1 and 5, you can't really do anything to not spend KVK resources. Day 1, you can upgrade your True Gold buildings, you can use True Gold dust, you can speed up construction, research, or troops, or you can use Governor Gear charms. I know for the lower powered people in the lower powered state, the newer states, some of these aren't on there, and you have things like gain building power, or gain research power, or gain troop power, and things of that nature. And I believe day 1 of this, when it first comes out, the first day is just building or research power. And a lot of the True Gold stuff isn't there unless you've already hit True Gold in your state. And then, of course, the gear charms. So those are the ways you can build up power on day 1. Day 5 is kind of the same thing. You can only do forge hammers, widgets, mithril, building, research, and speed ups. However, day 2, which is today, the roulette wheel opened, and you can spin the roulette wheel. I was saying that, you can get your daily points with just doing 35 spins today, 35 spins tomorrow, because both of them have roulette wheel as an option, and do just 70 spins to get the 70 spin milestone, or you can just split it 60-60 and get the 120 spin milestone. But that's days 2 and 3. Day 4 is troop day. You train troops to get your abilities up, and since I'm in the video now, I'm going to go ahead and do it now, assuming that there is space in the center. Sorry, I'm trying to get there quickly, I'm scrolling like an idiot. Anyway, so we can go to our perks, appointments, noble advisor, and it's pretty full already, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. I will just go to my troop buildings, and yes, I'm speeding these up, but that'll give me a few of my points today because I'm using speed ups, and I'm not using a whole lot of them. And then we'll go to train, pop this thing, and then we're at 2 days of training, and now we're ready for day 4. Day 6 is also troop training, which you'll prep for on day 4, and day 7 you can do gathering. And I'll do the next video on the hero gear after this. Actually, before I go, I wanted to also mention that when you're doing the gathering things, if you go and look at one of your gatherings, you'll see that this gathering time is 9 hours, 18 minutes, but you get a gathering speed bonus. And if you send your blue heroes, you get about 25 minutes off or so. And if I start gathering on here, like if I send this, it'll actually be about 7.5 hours, I think, in total for the gathering speed. Oh no, that's if I use the speed bonus as well. But we're not going to use the speed bonus because we want to try to make that time as long as possible so that we can use this buff here, Grip of the Titan. That 15-hour cooldown that it has, it starts as soon as you hit the use button. Whether or not you use it, or whether or not you're gathering while that timer is going down, that cooldown is happening. Right now I'm at 8 hours and 41 minutes, but I can manipulate that by going into my island here, and I can remove these buildings here: the blacksmith, the bazaar, the deluxe restaurant, the conservatory. There was one more. There's one more as well. It's basically all of the buildings that do, I think it might be, no, it's not the construction hut. It's going to be a blue one. Anyway, it's just all the buildings that increase your gathering speed in some way, shape, or form. There's 5 in total, 1 for each resource type, and then there's one that does like just your total gathering speed. And if you remove all of them and you're at 8 hours, it'll go up to about 11.5 hours. So you'd have that 11.5 hours out of the 15 hours for your cooldown after you've sent out your 6 marches. So you send out your 6 marches. As soon as they've entered the resource building, you pop the buff. The buff will say that it's in use, but it won't actually be used. And then when your troops come home at the beginning of the day that you on day 7, your buff will still be active. You send out 1 march, it comes back, and then the cooldown is on whatever time it was. So if it was 11.5 hours, there's now 3.5 hours left on your cooldown. So you can go ahead and send out stuff to, like, let's say level 7. Like if I drop this down to 7, see, it's a lot less time. And if you use your gathering speed boost, which I'm assuming you would be at that point, you can get that down to 3.5 hours pretty easily. And then when they come back, you just go ahead and send out your new ones. Send out your freshly cooled down pet skill, and then finish off with the same cart after it comes back for level 8s. And then 8 hours later, you do it again, and then it'll be about 5 or 6 hours before the end of the day. Your troop buff will come back, and you can send out your troop buff again to get an instant regathering and get 3 troop buffs in the same day, even though there's a 15-hour cooldown. So that's the other part that I wanted to talk about. So this is part 1. Part 2 is going to discuss hero stuff.